Fox out of Dover, as good as this. You have a look. This is Dover. That's the famous beach where the cross-channel swimmers start making their journey 20 odd miles that way to France. It's also the place where the cross-channel ferries leave from, and since the demise of the North Sea and English Channel cod, it's been the home of a huge amount of bass, and that's what I'm looking for today. I'm going bass fishing. In fact, it's a bass cruise, not a booze cruise. When my old pal Max Cottis, better known for catching huge carp and pike, invited me down to the south coast to catch some bass, I jumped at the chance. It's been 40 odd years since I last fished at Dover, and it's changed a lot. It meant an early start to catch bait, but that's no hardship. Well, we've stopped halfway between England and France to catch some sand eels for bait. These are the greater sand eel. There's a load down there, and we're foul looking as many as we're actually hooking in the mouth. As you can see, Mike there, the skipper, he gets a load and just leaves us to catch one. It's experience. Max probably gets a few. There, see? But they're bigger than the average sand eel, and the bass just love them. Absolutely brilliant bass bait. And there's a few of them down there as well. Well, the bait certainly obliged, and it was soon time to find out if the bass would be as grateful for us missing our beauty sleep. Skipper Mike Williams used onboard technology to put Firefox on exactly the right spot where the fish should be. What we did before GPS and fish finders, I don't know. This is a sand eel. We're going to hook him through the top lip, out through the bottom lip, and drop him over. Lower down to the seabed. It's about at 90 feet deep. When he gets to the bottom, just lift the lead off the bottom, and that lets the sand eel swim at the end of that flowing trace. And hopefully it attracts a bass. It's down on the bottom. Just get it up off the bottom and just hold it. Several wrecks proved to be fish-free zones, but eventually Mike found them. As Max had been spending a fair bit of time bassing, it was no surprise that he was the first to catch. You had a good day out the other week, didn't you, Max?
We did. A friend and I came out and we had 50 bass between us with Mike, and 6 over 10, 6 doubles.
That's a trip of a lifetime, that isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I've
Good.
told a few people, and I don't think they believe me.
It's nice of you to sort the weather out as well. It's unbelievable after yesterday.
It was special. I knew you were coming down, Keith. I did put in a special request.
It's amazing fishing with braid though, Max, isn't it? Now you feel absolutely everything, didn't you?
Been a real revolution, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can feel this lead bouncing over the bottom, tell whether it's gravel or sand. I'm not sure I can tell whether it's chalk or not. Much smaller rods. That's the beauty now. I mean, you think go back 20 years fishing down, he'd have been using up a beam pole. Yeah. You know, just a completely solid, thick, heavy rod. And now these are softer than a lot of carp rods, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, these were actually designed specifically for this bass fishing. Very, very, very soft tips. So as you come over, you get those little taps as the bass are chasing the eel and hitting it, and allows the tip just to go into the fish.
Yeah, without pulling the hook out.
Yeah. I had a little bit of a ping there, and I think I was mugged. Yep.
Just to prove that the skipper knows best, Mike gave us a hand.
Okay, down you go. We're a little bit closer to the wreck this time, so what I'll do, I'll tell you to wind up a few when we get near it. Just slowly working my way across the wreck, see if we can find where the fish are held up. Okay, we're coming up the bank a little bit now. Just moving up, there's a few fish showing just there.
You want to wind a little bit in or a little bit out?
Wind a little bit up. Just coming up the bank now.
I can feel the lead coming up the bank. I felt that bass suck that right in, you know.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's it. And there they are now. They're there. The big clump of them there now.
Yeah, it might be small, this bass, but he's got attitude.
Wendy caught the biggest bass of the day, weighing 12 pounds too, and we left the fish feeding furiously. They're not cod, but none of us were complaining. A pile of bass.
That is bass fishing for you.
Do you know, the first time I ever went out from Dover, I went out with a bloke, I can't remember his first name, I think it was Bill Johnson, in a clinker-built dinghy with an inboard engine that he started with a handle.
Johnson,
And we went sort of 400 yards offshore, dropped the anchor and caught cod. And it's just all changed now. The bottom of the sea in the main is like a desert, isn't it? It's
Well,
just
it's
the
been
wrecks
a better season for cod in the English Channel this year than for the last